Alright, what's going on, guys? I just want to make this video again, which is, man, these whole allegations is becoming more crazy and crazy nowadays, especially in today's era of gaming. Like, we're witnessing what Epstein being involved with video games is just pretty crazy. Um, oh man, there's so many games I really want to mention. There's a lot of gap. I know it's going to get a lot of controversy with this video, but the video game industry, it's becoming really greedy, and it's becoming also a big issue nowadays because, well, what can I say? I think the main problem with video games nowadays is that the video games cost too much money, first of all. Second of all, this whole greedy thing needs to stop. I think people needs to be more balanced. There's too much diversity, and even in communities and groups, which is becoming more crazy. And the censorship and the bans are becoming absolute ridiculous. Like, this is just getting out of hand. Like, a lot of people needs to remember, and I'm not trying to promote toxicity, but you're always gonna have that one friend whenever you play FIFA or any kind of a little bit of a competitive game, you always going to hear a little bit of banner and shit talk. So I think removing that from the content of the game is like, it's how the culture of video games actually started. You can feel the passion, the heart behind it. I mean, sure, I understand if somebody goes a little bit too extreme with words, and it becomes really problematic in the sense of like attacking his personal stuff, which, yeah, I totally say that, yeah, ban the person and move on with it. But some people don't care; they do it for content or just to troll. But yeah, they'll just gonna continue to do what they gotta do. But yeah, nonetheless, I just recently got a ban from Overwatch for inappropriate language for certain specific ways, which I take full responsibility for what I've done. I'm totally not okay with that because people should just just sit down and talk to each other. I don't think any sort of developers should get involved in this. I think that this is between the players. If it becomes a little bit extreme, or you see stuff like, like a form of talking trash in like a very personal level. But if you talk about the game, if you talk about, even if you're pissed off, it doesn't really matter, like, that's the competitive nature of video games. Like, sometimes I prefer seeing somebody being pissed off, and sometimes you need that wake-up call even when you're mad. And people act like you always got to be calm, always got to be professional. Like, man, come on. It's entertainment and business, it's built upon that. Some people feel more alive when they do that type of stuff. Like, if you look at the sport industries, like, I don't even understand why you guys even call it electronic sports when you try to remove that. You try to censor that as much as possible. Like, because just imagine, right? Just imagine the amount of money and the amount of content, and even the fans are probably going to feel more the intensity and the value of this. It's like, you see somebody talking trash to you all the time, and you use that as a motivation. Some people don't, but like, how they say, man, in war, nothing is fair. You got to get used to it, and you got to build yourself mentally strong in order to sustain all that. Or are you just gonna push the button there, avoid player or block? I think that should be the options. But banning somebody for inappropriate language, for me, it's absolutely ridiculous. Especially when you get a penalty ban. Like, it's like one of those penalties. Like, it's a freaking a death penalty. Like, brother, I didn't commit suicide. Sorry, brother, I didn't commit a crime. I didn't kill anybody. Like, yeah, I had an inappropriate language, but getting 100 a year, it's ridiculous. And so many people gets that type of stuff. Now, I'm not here to say that Overwatch is a horrible game. I love the game. I've been playing and grinding for quite a lot of some years. I almost reached top 500. I was 612. But I kind of stopped because I felt like the game was too intense, and yeah, even with my own team, we kind of struggled to climb. And even back in the day, we had some arguments, and I think that's part of the sports and video games. It's always gonna be like that, and people trying to remove that aspect is like, what are you trying to do here? Like, you try to pacify people, try to make robots out of them. We're not artificial intelligence. We're human beings with emotions. We got to express our ways, and even if you feel bad. Like, I would rather see somebody being pissed off and see that he cares rather than just be, good game. Like, it just feels like it's so careless. Like, I can't see that happening. Like, sure, you shouldn't be getting pissed off every single match. Like, you need to keep your chills, understand the scenario, but you also got to understand the frustration behind it. And people cause of the classic jokes, oh, bro, it's just a game, or you're taking the game too seriously. Okay, but you're playing a competitive game, so you have to take it seriously. You know, it's understandable if you want to play for fun, but don't play for fun on competitive. Like, you gotta stick to what the players do. You cannot sit there and expect others to treat you nice because you prefer to not do that. And like I said, it's becoming ridiculous, and that's what they're one of the main reason why I don't buy a lot of games. I'm just excited for GTA 6. That's one of the main things I want to buy right now, and just recently had a little peek run on Resident Evil 9, and that's another masterpiece game. I highly recommend it when it gets out tomorrow, guys. It's super good. I'm not gonna give the spoilers. I'm just gonna wait for it, and yeah, it's crazy. And to think that, I don't know if it's true, it might be a conspiracy theory, but a lot of people says, and I've been kind of like seeing it around, that Epstein was involved with the microtransaction. And if that's true, if that's the case, because when it comes to money and this kind of greed production of cash grabbing people and whatnot, it's always the bigger people who does this. And I believe that they should leave it on the hands of the gamers. They should leave on the votes, because I hate to say it, boys, but everything has become a very politic nowadays. It's not like gaming is not what it used to be, where you just plug in and play. Now you have to do a riot. You have to start a movement. You have to start a gaming YouTube channel for yourself and start building up your own community. Start mark a name for yourself. Like, I feel bad for the new generation of gamers, to be honest. Not because they don't play great games, it's because they have all these automated advancement, and they just don't put a lot of their skills on the test. They just purchase things just to appear something better online. And there's a mixed culture in between all this, because there is pro plays, but at the same time it's more like a pay to win stuff. I don't want to say make names or say anything else, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So, this is becoming very, very ridiculous, and I think it just needs to stop, and everybody's just tired of that. Like, compensate the player who's putting the grind, compensate the person who's really influential. There's too many gurus, there's too many. I see a lot of streamers nowadays, mostly these hot girls, because even there, see, this is what I hate about this controversial stuff. There's the real competitive girls, and there's these fake girls who, like, they're models and stuff, but they're really not good at the game, but they pretend to be. So they hide behind the screen, or they're hacking. I'm not so sure what they're doing, but I'm pretty damn sure that I never seen them on the eSport Cup. I don't see them in there. Like, they're not involved in that. But they put these cringe titles where people just click it for bait, and yeah, they gain a lot of views over that, and they just disappear. And then people ask themselves, where are the gamers? Well, that's the reason why gamers just stop, because it's always like, I feel like stupidity is rewarded nowadays, and it's becoming an act. And yeah, I think, like, people, like I said, even me, if there's gonna be a future, I'm always gonna say this, and always will gonna do it. If anything, I want to start, like, one day creating, like, my own form of group with my own form of developers, where we can associate with games, where we don't ask for, like, $1 million company of gaming, but just to keep the servers alive, just to keep the passionate gamers alive, the level of artists and everything else all around. We're having fun, we're following. We always got to find solution, and interact with the fans and with the people itself. I think we need that. It's something that I don't see a lot of developers doing. They just listen to the high opinionated people, but you don't take, like, an overall opinion of everybody, and you just start to see exactly what people enjoy, and then you come up with something that is more creative. I think they just lack this stuff, or, like, the way Stephen Jobs used to say, connect the dots. There's these little small little minor quotes that you can really approach to a level of business where it works for you and it works for the consumer. And I think this is exactly the type of stuff that we need. Now, I'm not in a developer's point of view to know how many hours and how much struggle they put. I tried it before. It took me a lot of hours just to create a small little terrain on StarCraft Root War back in the day with Star 8. That's not even development. That's literally just designing maps. And that was already pretty bad. Considering, like, sorry, it was already, like, taking me a ton of hours. And just to make it, like, artistically looking it good and draw it good, put some water and terrain and all of that. That was, like, almost 20 years ago. But nonetheless, it's crazy. It's crazy where gaming has, what gaming has turned into. Now, there's been some hope this year, and there's been a lot of positive stuff with movies. Movies started returning a little bit back in the early 2080s, you know, like the art of creativity, which is kind of returning. Nothing is too much automated. And same with the AI. I'm okay with AI as long as you're still working for the content, or you just ask AI to help you on certain level things, but you come up with the ideas, you come up with what you want. And a lot of people's gonna say, yeah, but you need an artist to make your thumbnails. I'm using my AI to make my thumbnails because I needed it. Like, I can't really sit here and afford to pay money for an editor to edit me every single video for that, because I'm not taking a profit out of that. It's not even worth it. You know, maybe one day if I'm willing to earn something with it, totally. But for me, I only use this channel to gain a form of reputation. It's based upon having my own players, having my own group and my own community one day, where, like I said, it's just something that I really want to focus on in the future. And yeah, that's where I want to. I'm probably going to start opening some donations. I don't want to ask money for people, but I definitely want to start having my own movement. Yeah, I think with the right people, with the right players on board, we can finalize a product where we can all enjoy. We can all sit down and have a chatter, stay on Discord, and everybody can throw their opinions in and out and see what we can make out of it. You know, sure, you can't make everybody happy. You guys got to understand that too, but we don't even arrive at that 20 or 30% of what people expect. So, sure, you should always bring the element of surprise. It's very important. That should always be part of the gaming, but you got to know what kind of element of surprise you do. You got to be tricky. You got to be smart. You got to know. You got to make sure that they don't guess your next move as well, because a lot of fans who are reading your stuff, it's most likely going to know what your future games are going to be, what they're going to be all about, especially if you start making the same games over and over. As a little bit of a repetitive story, they kind of know where you're landing your characters. So it's very important to know these things. And yeah, that's about it. Now, according to the cheaters and the hackers, and there's been rumors. I'm not here to put a finger at it, but there's been a lot of rumors that even the bigger companies starts to work out with people who like sell their hacks on Discord, and like they try to privatize that and try to walk away. It's like a black market for them or something. Like, you do these kind of deals. I heard it from somebody who said it like that formality, in a sense of like they trying to prevent, you know, other players to grow and only have like a very picky size. They're kind of like, yeah, they're still professional players, but they're very picky with that. They only need certain faces to represent the brand and the company, which is kind of stupid to promote that sort of stuff. You know, you got to promote the people who have heart and passion for that, man. Like, I hate how people just, they do anything for money, but when you put them in that job, they don't put any effort, they don't put any job. They just have this guy do that, they just have this editor doing him that. It's like, yeah, but you say that because you're gonna have money. Okay, of course, when you have money, you can do a lot of things, but you losing the passion of putting your heart for what you love and what you do, like especially gaming. Like, for that side, like, people should really, really love what they do. I love what I do, and I don't even earn money out of it. It's my passion, is what I do, and I'm always going to do this until the day I die. It don't really matter, but nonetheless, it's becoming really ridiculous. Yeah. Little that I know, I enjoy all kinds of games. It don't matter what age or era is. Sadly, in the last 20 years, I mostly enjoy games from the early, a little bit more of the early 2000 and from 2000 and up a little bit, 2010 up. From 2010 to 2018, 2019, somewhere around those. Actually, like for example, my last Call of Duty game that I really enjoyed and loved the best, and I think that was like the most defined Call of Duty of all times, even though a lot of people will hate this comment for me saying it, but Modern Warfare could have had the future potential to still be a competitive game even nowadays. It's still ahead of its time, and the fact when they brought Ground War, that was so awesome to see something new. But you know, I don't like when games just copy war zones and freaking Warzone is literally like Fortnite. It's a battle royale. I don't like that much battle royale. I play with friends just for the fun of it, but if I have to compete, I would choose something like Ground War or Delta Force. I used to play that game back in the 1998, 1999. It was a G game back in the day, and it was really hard, especially online. Like everything was manual. The graphics weren't good. I'm not here to tell you that. The quality and the visuals, they were pretty awful. So a lot of players, kind of from my from the millennial age, from my age, they know what I'm talking about. So it's becoming like that, man, and that's why I'm trying to head to that direction where I can start doing my own things with people that I can rely upon, because I don't want to have any sort of roles of like dictatorships or leaders. Like we're all free. We don't have like, we have a certain specific ranks, but we never mean to ranks in that formal way. Sure, you got to take accountability for what you do, but yeah, it's important that when you lead a group, you got to know how to lead them. And what I mean lead is like also giving them the lead as well, because you're all leading with each other. So that's what we meant by ranks, because we go by trust, honesty, and ethical work. Basically, that's what we do. So I think those are kind of the elements that is important. I know this video is not gonna, it's off, kind of like off gaming topic, but I just want to spread the word out there. I think people needs to listen to this. I think people needs to wake up a little bit, and see the reality of what video games has become and what it will be in the future. If you guys still want to compete with reality, creativity, realistic stuff, fine. And that's what we have today. We have the graphics and realism, but we lack the components of mechanical gaming and creativity. And I think these two needs to come back. You put these two backs together and you bring that indie vibe, you're perfect. You're good to go. Gaming will return back. As a matter of fact, it will be the prototype of the future, but this all depends upon the people. I always say, like, there's high potentials for this, but until nobody comes with a wake-up call, nothing's gonna wake up. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and as always, I know I'm being repetitive. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.